Hundreds of thousands of people are being evacuated from the Myanmar-Bangladesh border region as authorities prepare for Cyclone Mocha. The giant storm is predicted to make a landfall in the area hosting the world's largest refugee camp. That's in the Bangladesh district of Cox's Bazar. In neighbouring Myanmar, many families from low-lying villages in Rakhine state are taking shelter at a monastery in the state capital, Sittwe. The World Meteorological Organization has warned that floods and landslides are expected in the region. UN agencies have been issuing warnings already. Let's have a listen.
As you know, Cox's Bazar hosts the world's biggest refugee camp. There are approximately 1 million Rohingyas who are living here, and they have been in displacement for many years. And they are exposed to quite a number of disasters, and they almost completely depend on humanitarian assistance. And this cyclone comes at a time where our funding is also going down.
Let's take a look now at why the refugees in Cox's Bazar are particularly exposed to the dangers of this storm.
Around 1 million people have settled in this sprawling makeshift camp. The vast majority of refugees in Cox's Bazar are Rohingya Muslims, an ethnic minority who fled persecution in neighbouring Myanmar. Most arrived in 2017 when the military launched a violent crackdown. The settlement in Bangladesh is overcrowded. Homes are made from bamboo and plastic sheets, making them vulnerable to fires. The latest in March left thousands without shelter. The Delta region is prone to cyclones, floods, and landslides. The shanty structures offer residents little protection. Access to clean water and sanitation is limited, allowing disease to spread rapidly in cramped quarters. Earlier this year, the World Food Programme cut rations to the Rohingya refugees amid a donation shortage. Reports of violence are also on the rise as groups vie for control in the desperate conditions. A cycle of trauma and danger for refugees in Cox's Bazar.
I spoke earlier with journalist Mainul Islam Khan in Dhaka and asked him about the challenges Rohingya refugees in the Cox's Bazar region are facing.
Well, thank you. Yes, as you know, nearly 1 million people lives in a very tiny place, and they're living with very tiny shacks. You see, they don't have any place to take shelter if there is any big storm happens. And especially when the storms are coming 70 km per hour, their homes actually go away. And now this Cyclone Mocha is expected to hit with storm even double, like 150 km per hour. So the daily life, the people usually stay home. You see, most of the people, mostly children and women in these 1 million people, and they do not have any place to go, and they are only dependent on the humanitarian assistance, the food, the medicine, etc. And so they are most, I would say, the vulnerable community, especially when there is any climate calamity is there.
And this is this is maybe the biggest cyclone in 20 years. The last one killed 3,000 people. When you say these refugees have nowhere to go, is that, I mean, factually the case? They literally cannot go anywhere to escape this cyclone now? There's nowhere to go at all?
I would say yes, there is no place because officially they cannot go to any host community place because they have to stay inside the camp. And inside the camp, I would say there are many places identified as a landslide threat. In normal rainy seasons, when there is a heavy rainfall, there are also landslides happens, and people get injured and killed sometimes. But now you see that there's a big storm coming up, and of course there might have some big landfalls. Landslides. So I would say there is no big, strong structure. Infrastructure is there. Only living in tiny shacks. So I'm afraid. I was talking to my colleagues in Cox's Bazar this morning, and there were also frustrations where these people would go. So they will take shelter. They were asked to go to a safe place, to high land somewhere where they can stay safe when the storm hits.
Understood. Well, fingers crossed that it doesn't land there and spares the people in the region. Mainul Islam Khan, thanks so much for that insight.
Thank you.